John Woods, the Leigh halfback. And there's John Woods. What a player. Prolific point scorer for Leigh. He'll be out to prove he's the #1 for the Great Britain spot. And the most exciting wing in rugby league today, in fine scoring form with a hat-trick of tries. The Great Britain's under-24s in France last Sunday. He'll be looking to add to his 22 already this season. And Leigh side there, the suspension on Thursday of regulars Ken Green and Tommy Martin give chances to 20-year-old David Dunn at scrum half at 7, and the veteran Jeff Clarkson, the only surviving player from Leigh's last cup final in 1971 at number 11. Referee John MacDonald from Wigan will be looking for a good clean game this afternoon as Leigh in blue shirts and blue shorts to kick off from right to left on your screens, with Hull Kingston Rovers Hubbard to receive in the usual white shirt and red band. And it's Hull Kingston bringing the ball away, settling the pack down. Mike Smith, reacting half-back position. Harkin. Oh, that looks a nice kick through there. It's rolling, but it not make it. It will. Yes, oh, and a beautiful kick from Steve Harkin. Those are the sort of kicks that are vital in the early stages of a cup tie, punishing Leigh 60, 70 yards right back to their own line. And as we come up for the first scrum of the match, I have with me Keith Fielding this afternoon. A good kick there, Keith, put Hull on the attack.
I think it's very, very useful tactics. Play your rugby in their half, and I think the tactics they're going to use today.
Hartley. The battle between those two standoffs. John Woods at 6 and Hartley at 6 should be interesting this afternoon. Phil Lowe. Hall. Len Casey. This is a good attack from Hull Kingston Rovers. They'll be looking to soften these Leigh forwards up in these early stages. Big men. There's another one going Millington. Oh! Just look at them bounce off this man. Hartley. A well-covered tackle there from Ray Tabern. Harkin. Fairburn coming in the line. Smith. Oh, what a wild pass. Straight into touch. Well, it was a well-intended movement. George Fairburn coming in the line to make the extra man for Steve Hubbard. But a badly judged pass rolled into touch. And the second scrum of the game. The Leigh forwards will have a job on to contain this very big Hull pack. A couple of 15, 16 stone front row forwards there in John Millington and Steve Crooks. But first kick to Leigh. And a nicely judged one. At this stage in the game, Steve Donlan will be glad just to regain possession and settle the game down. Oh, and a good drive there from Tony Cook. Alf Wilkinson. This lad Wilkinson has been in fine form this season. I know Alec Murphy was tipping him for international honours. Woods. And Steve Donlan employing the same tactics. Both sides in these early stages seem to want to play the game deep into their opponent's half. First scrum in Hull's 22. The wind in Hull Chaos' favour, but it's Leigh's ball. Oh, Potter nearly lost it. Jeff Clarkson. 11 seasons here in the game, Jeff Clarkson. Alf Wilkinson. Oh, and a good driving run from Wilkinson as Leigh are hounding for that line. Tony Cook. Wilkinson. David Dunn. He'll be looking for an early touch of the ball, that Leigh number 7. He's only a youngster, just come into the side. But I know Alex Murphy, Leigh manager's got every confidence in the lad. Hull Kingston's Paul Harkin to put the ball in. And a penalty for foot up. I said, John McDonnell is very keen on the scrummaging, and rightly so, because we'll get a much better open game if he clamps down on it. And George Fairbairn to kick to touch. That's a good shot. A good kick, well appreciated by that Hull Kingston section in the 12,000 crowd. I'm afraid there's no way through there, Steve Donlan. The tackling's very tight in this cup tie. Oh, and a good driving run. He's open play out. Woods, that's the lightning.
That's where John Woods is the most dangerous there. Ray sniffing round close to the tackle.
Leigh certainly piling the pressure on here now. They look very, very fit. But a good tackle there, a solid tackle, puts him down. David Hall, the Hull Kingston number 13, standing no messing. Wilkinson again. Wilkinson doing a very good job in Tommy Martin's absence there. Standing as the first receiver of the ball and pushing forwards like Potter through the gaps. Scrums 2-1 in Leigh's favour so far. Referee MacDonald, who's got that ball? It's Hull Kingston Rovers. George Fairbairn barely came away like a prop forward there. Hull Kingston Rovers are moving this ball to the blind side, taking it away, out of trouble. There goes Harkin again, bringing low through. Oh, that was a good tackle from Terry Billsby there, the Leigh number 3. Another high kick, a long kick. Oh, and a beautiful kick from George Fairbairn. Makes fully 60 yards and punishes Leigh right back to within 5 yards of the line. That's the sort of player that made George Fairbairn be priced at £72,000. The referee's indicating the exact spot where he wants that scrum. And a crucial ball for Leigh there. He could have done well to have won that, but it's Hull Chaos ball. 10 minutes gone, now putting the pressure on. Hartley, dummying. Oh my word, that was a high tackle.
Well, there's no doubt in anybody's mind that Jeff Clarkson really meant that. Hardly dummying, and there it goes, a high right round the jaw.
Well, he's shaking his head, he's a little dazed, but I'm sure he'll be back in the fray before long. Leigh can't afford too many silly penalties like that with a kicker of George Fairbairn's class. He's already put 106 goals over this season. And this, immediately in front of the post, 15 yards out, should be a very simple kick for a player of his ability. Over, it's between the posts, and so George Fairbairn, after 11 minutes, puts Hull Kingston Rovers in the lead at 2-0. And it's David Dunn, the Leigh scrum half, to put the ball in. But a good scrummage there. George Fairbairn linking up in that line to make the extra man. He does this quite regularly here. Oh, look at these forwards go. Phil Lowe crashing through. But that's a good tackle from Leigh number 6, John Woods. Paul Harkin. You'll see a lot of Harkin this afternoon distributing that ball to these big forwards. Paul, Hartley. Oh, and a lovely dummy and pass. Beautifully done. Mike Smith. Oh, to Hartley again. And that's the class that we spoke of earlier. after 14 minutes. Steve Hartley puts Hull Kingston Rovers further in the lead, 5-0. And this is why this man is worth so much. A prolific try scorer. He goes in for his 22nd try of the season and puts him joint top.
A beautiful little bit of virtuosity from Steve Hartley. With the ball coming out, Steve takes his man on, dummies, and beautiful pass out to George Fairbairn, out to Smith. Smith beats his man, looks inside, and there's Hartley to finish.
Well, Leigh have gone 13 matches without defeat, but it's George Fairbairn, his second attempt to put them further behind here this afternoon. And he does, crisply and cleanly, cut between the posts to take Hull Kingston even further ahead by 7 points to 0. And Rovers restart. Phil Lowe galloping through. Well, if ever a man, there he is again. If ever a man belied his years, this evergreen forward Phil Lowe does. He's coming as young as ever. David Hall. He slipped there. I had a walk on the pitch earlier on. It is a little greasy on top. Casey. These Leigh forwards have got to pick up these Hull Kingston forwards. They're coming in at pace. Hall. Good tackle from David Gunn there. Millington pounding in. Oh, look at him go. But tackled probably by the smallest forward on the field, Mick McTeague there with the headband. Paul Harkin, attempted drop, and it's there. Well, having dropped 7 goals already this season, Paul Harkin is somewhat of an expert at it, and that puts Hull further ahead, 8 points to 0. Leigh have certainly got to do something dramatic to get back into this game now. Rovers restarting play from the tap on the 22. Leigh have had plenty of territorial advantage, but very little ball to use at the moment. Millington crashing through. He's taking some putting down, is John Millington. No signs of that injured knee from him. Oh, Len Casey. Harkin bringing the forwards off again. And here's Hartley again. Now this man, he's only got the full-back to take on. Good pass to Steve Hubbard. Oh, but look at that. For magnificent cover tackling. If ever you saw international class cover tackling, then Des Drummond came from the opposite wing. And the little wingman put the biggest wingman into touch. And I'm sure Steve Hubbard must have thought he had the line at his mercy there, only for Des Drummond to snatch it away from him. And that'll be a welcome differential penalty from referee John McDonald.
Another break by Steve Hartley, but look at the cover streaming across from Leigh. And one man in particular does the damage, and there he is, Des Drummond, coming right from the far side as Steve Hartley pops the ball out to Hubbard. Hubbard takes the ball, and there's Des coming right from the far side, doing what one excellent winger should do.
Leigh are attempting to get back in this game through the forwards, but I think they would be far more advised to move this out to the wings, where they have the real pace of men like Drummond and Billsbury. An offside position there gives them some respite. And a wide-angle kick from Steve Donlan puts them in attacking position. Jeff Clarkson Leigh seem content to drive down through their forwards at the moment. They should give this ball more space to these backs. Alf Wilkinson, Taburn, Dunn, but he's over, and there's a back. David Dunn, 20 minutes gone, brings Leigh back into the game. Nice movement from Alf Wilkinson. A vital try that was necessary for Leigh if they were not to go too far behind. John Woods, prolific point scorer for Leigh. 108 goals already this season. This should be a straightforward conversion for him. And it is. And so that man again has pulled Leigh back from the brink. And I think we now have a game in our hands.
Nice piece of close handling. There's Alf Wilkinson doing a very, very good job for Leigh. To Taburn, David Dunn, his first try this season for Leigh. Well taken.
Rovers have been taking the scrums by 3-2 so far, and this is a vital one for them, but Leigh have it. No, I think it should have gone out there, David. The Leigh number 7, a little inexperienced there, should have pushed it out to Woods. Woods. Steve Donlan. Taburn. McTeague. They're certainly moving this ball about now, Leigh, and they're looking all the better for it. Clarkson. Oh, he's over! Well, 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 it was that boy, David Dunn again, who turned the ball inside, gave it to Jeff Clarkson. So the youngster and the veteran combined to put Leigh ahead, but if Woods kicks this goal, this is the goal from John Woods that could put Leigh ahead after seemingly being in a hopeless situation, being 8 points nil down. And 2 points, and what a transformation in the game.
Well, there's only one man on the Leigh side could have scored this. That's the long frame of Jeff Clarkson in his comeback match. All stretching, and there he is.
Old Kingston's big, heavy pack looked to be initially taking the steam out of these Leigh forwards. But when the ball gets moving, they seem to have that extra yard of pace. A differential penalty here to Hull Kingston Rovers. The wind has dropped, actually, since the beginning of the game. Hardly any now. And nicely placed by Fairburn. Difficult kicks, those, were exactly to put them 5-6 yards from the Leigh line. Millington going through! Well, what a crash-bang wallop of a try from John Millington. He's been threatening to do it all afternoon. And number 8 puts Hull Kingston back into the lead at 11 points to 10. He's a burly lad, he's a big lad, and he certainly takes some stopping.
Well, Murphy's going to be very, very sore about this. There's no way that Millington should ever have scored this try. He knocked off 3 or 4 tackles, just 10 yards from the line.
Well, we've had 3 tries in 6 minutes, and we can't have anything more exciting than that. This is what cup-tie football is all about. And George Fairburn again to take the kick. To the left of the post, about 22 yards out, looking for his 3rd conversion. He struck it clean and true. The touch judges' flags go up. And those Hull fans will be delighted with that. As this seesaw of a struggle goes on in Hull's favour, 13 points to 10. Cook. Six tackle. Woods. Oh, he's gone round him. Oh, and he's lost it. Very elusive, but he's lost it. But it's a free kick. And it's a penalty for Steve Crooks tugging at the ball when the referee had shouted held. And there's the referee certainly letting the crowd know. Well, another effort from John Woods to pull Leigh back. And he does do it. This seesaw battle going to and fro. And 13 points to 12 in Hull's favour. David Dunn. But there's no way through there, David. And there's the half-time hooter. And we couldn't have a closer contest on our hands, with Rovers leading by that odd point in 13 points to 12. This 13,000 crowd have had great excitement in the first half as the battle has gone to and fro to either side. I only hope that John Wood's wife Marie, who's expecting her second child at the moment, doesn't get too excited and suddenly has to be carried away. And away we go. Leigh defending in the blue shirts, blue shorts. Tony Cook, every time he's had the ball, this man, he's handed one man off with that left arm and kept the game going. But it looks as though he's done some damage to the left arm, to the shoulder at least. He's chatting to the physio about it. No changes in this half by way of substitutions. Both sides playing as started. Len Casey. This early stage in this second half, Keith, I think will be quite crucial to the development of the game.
I think so. I think the fact that both sides have had a bash at drop goals pays tribute to the defence.
Arkin, Hall, looking for Hartley, and there he is. Oh, that's sheer pace, magic! But he throws the ball behind him. And there's Drummond to pick up. And still come away. Well, what excitement and drama we've got on our hands. Des Drummond was the man who stopped Hartley and then got back to hold the ball again.
Well, it's Steve Hartley coming from deep once again, makes the break, and he seems to be away, but Des Drummond chasing back. Couldn't quite get the pass in. Perhaps a little bit of obstruction there. Des Drummond's coming over the top, takes possession, tries to run it out, but is finally tackled.
Hartley, Smith, an attempted interception, bobbles and bounces about. But it's that hooker, David Watkinson, who picks it up. Below, oh, good striding run. Done. And Rovers applying the pressure 5 yards from this lead line. John Middleton, there's that Sherman tank going again. And he's forced back. Well, all pistons were firing there from that Rovers number 8. Paul, Hartley. Oh, and a very good tackle from Jeff Clarkson. George Fairburn coming in. And a trip. Penalty. A very fortunate penalty for Hunkingston Rovers. A trip by Jeff Clarkson, the man who just made the good tackle.
Well, George Fairburn trying to take it on himself. Oh, unfortunate trip there. Wrong-footed, stuck his leg out, and George Fairburn fell.
Immediately in front of the post, looking now for his 4th goal of the match. it's another one to George Furban's tally. He's always there on hand to put that sort of a goal over, to give Hull KR a little breathing space at 15 points to 12. Leigh kick off with a substitution of Roy Howarth on for McTeague. Jed Gunn. Well, what a good game is this number 5 having. A veteran brought in specially this morning to mark Des Drummond, and he's doing a good job. Phil Lowe for the forward pass. Controversial decision from the referee. The crowd are doing some backing. They wanted to see Phil Lowe in full flight, but it's a scrum.
They're following each other very, very well. I think that's unfortunate. I think the pass was good.
And it's a penalty to Leigh for a little bit of a back chat. Lifting his head up and putting it in another man's face, and you can't do that. 15 yards now from the Rovers line. Tony Cook. Wilkinson. Good switch. This lad David Dunn, the Leigh number 7, he seems to be living in Alf Wilkinson's back pocket. Every time Alf turns, he's there. Jeff Clarkson. 10 yards from this Rovers line. Roy Howarth. Just come on as substitute for Mick McTeague. And a drop. And it hits the post and goes in. But Steve Donlan, the master of the drop kick, 13 goals now this season, pulls Leigh back to 13 minutes of the second half.
Very cool customer, Donlan, just picks his spot. A little bit fortunate to come in off the post, but they all count.
Wilkinson, Jeff Clarkson. Ian Potter. He's got plenty of speed as this Leigh loose forward. Ian Potter, if he can just get half a break. Wilkinson. Looking to pass there, Alf Wilkinson, but did well to hold it. The Leigh centres are coming up very, very fast and cutting off any outside breaks. Another attempt at drop. And it's there. And another one from that man Donlan after 23 minutes of the second half. Brings the score now to 15-14 in Hull's favour.
Once again, it's Donlan setting himself directly behind the play of the ball. All the time in the world to pick his spot.
That kick from George Furban puts Hull in the driving seat now. 15 yards from the Leigh line. I would assume they'll have a go through the forwards, and they do. They send the tank in. The heavy armaments are going in first. Here's the other one, Phil Lowe. There'll be one or two people getting rid of those bruises over the weekend. Len Casey. Going ever nearer to that line, he's pushed back. This is what you call cup-tie tackling. You're going to go to Wembley, you need a defence. David Watkinson. George Furban. And another attempt, and that's another ball. And with 26 minutes gone, George Furban extends the lead.
Well, George was very, very fortunate to actually get this in. You can see his way is blocked by the prop forward, but eventually picks his spot and slots it nicely between the sticks.
Though these drop goals only count 1 point today. They're vital in this match, where defences are so tight. George Fairbairn bringing the ball. Oh, he beats him beautifully. Oh, and a good 50 yards gain by that ex-Kelso Rugby Union fullback, George Fairbairn. Harkin. Mike Smith. Oh, not a knock-on, but forced into touch. Paul Harkin shook his head there, but the referee's ordered a scrum. But an interesting battle with these two scrum halves, the youngster and the experienced Harkin. And here is that youngster coming away, certainly not been disgraced. He's played as prominent a part as anybody in this league comeback. Alf Wilkinson driving in. Taburn. Very good ball handler is Ray Taburn. Since his signing from Fylde Rugby Union Club, he's improved tremendously this season. Jeff Clarkson still going. I think he's been on a tonic, as this man is 34, 35 years of age now. Tony Cook, John Woods. Oh, but he was up and down. He's still got that ball. Oh, and a chop. Oh, well offside, yes. Well, the play is getting heated. We're getting excited, but that was the calm, cool decision from referee John McDonnell.
Well, the break by John Woods should have been put down first of all. Picks the pass up to Hogan. Hogan makes the breakthrough, decides to chip over the top. It's charged down, and a man in front takes the ball in an offside position.
And there's the man who managed to gain that decision. We've had no tries in this half, but we've certainly not lacked excitement with penalty goals and drop goals. And he slots it clean between the posts, and with 29 minutes gone, we could have no better than 16 points each. Des Drummond going now. Well, a couple of high tackles, but he's so small, he ducked under them. Tony Cook, and I think Leigh tactics here, with only 9 minutes to go, they're driving for these posts, and we'll be looking, oh, and a bad pass. Well, the ball's going in, so he was pirouetting on 1 foot, I think. Scrum still level at 9 each. And foot up from the Leigh hooker, Ray Taburn, helps to relieve Hull Kingston Rovers. George Fairbairn will be grateful for this kick, because Leigh were driving to the post, obviously to set up another Donlan drop goal. Steve Crooks. John Millington driving in again. Paul Harkin switching play. Jed Dunn. 7 minutes to go in this exciting second round Challenge Cup tie. Len Casey, the captain there, setting a good example, going for that line. Oh, but he's pulled down 10 yards short. Can Leigh hold the pressure? Oh, but a very good tackle on Ian Robinson. 6th tackle coming up. George Fairbairn. Yes, it's there. And he might well smile. 7 minutes to go. George Fairbairn puts Hull Kingston Rovers back in the lead with yet another drop goal.
Once again, George Fairbairn set himself up, finding his way blocked. Very cool, he sets himself up, and a beautiful drop goal under a great deal of pressure.
Ray Tabern driving in the middle again, as though Leigh working through the forwards. Tony Cook. Oh, nice dummy. This whole Kingston Rovers defence will have to hold very, very strong. 5 minutes to go. Roy Howarth. It's lobbed. But he misses it. Well, certainly referee John McDonald's got a lot of work cut out this afternoon. And still only 1 point in this match, 17-16. And there's Alex Murphy, the manager. I wonder what thoughts are going through his mind at the moment. He looks very calm and controlled. Rovers steadying it down, bringing it away. But a penalty. Well, that could be a controversial penalty for not playing the ball correctly. He played the ball to himself, and referee John McDonald was not very happy with that. And Steve Crooks hangs his head in dismay. This decision could be the difference between winning this match and losing it. And it's over. 36 minutes gone, 4 minutes to go, and Leigh go into the lead. That's 18 points to 17, and look at those fans, they're jubilant. It's worth their trip from Lancashire. What a final few minutes we've got in prospect here. And Leigh will certainly want to just hold this ball in the forwards. And here they are, Ray Tabern bringing it away. Tony Cook, what a workhorse he's proved this afternoon. He's been covering across, tackling wingmen, he's been bringing the ball away. 3 minutes to go, Jeff Clarkson getting a new lease of life. John Woods. It's a long kick, but it gives the ball to Jed Dunn. He still keeps the ball, though, down in this Rovers deep half. Mike Smith. And there's George Fairbairn, just been adjudged the man of the match, but he could do with doing something extra now to pull Kingston Rovers through this match. And referee John McDonald's not very happy with that tackle from Des Drummond. 2 minutes to go. George Fairbairn's wondering what should he do with it. Well, George, you've got to get it deep in that half.
I think Hull KR's tactics now will look to drive the ball towards the sticks and set up for one more drop goal. There's 1 point in it.
And there's that man Harkin, the man who can bring the forwards down to these sticks. David Hall. Oh, and he's lost it. But picked it up by Phil Lowe, showing once again the advantages of good backing up and coming from deep. Well, I'd move away Des Drummond. I wouldn't give a penalty away at this stage. Paul Harkin. Smith. Phil Hogan going through. Oh, looking for support there. Then Casey, the captain, a long ball to Dunn. Can he get to the corner? Well thrown inside. A minute to go to full time. 5 yards from this Leigh line. And it's still Rovers' ball. Steve Crooks. Tony Cook's well in. They're keeping it moving. Jed Dunn. Harkin, Fairbairn. He's still going. Oh, a nice chip for the corner. Oh, but well taken by Terry Billsbury. a vital ball at this stage in the Cup. 30 seconds to go to full time, and Ian Potter's doing the right thing there. 1 point in it, played short to the blind side. Leigh will be content to hold this ball here for 4 or 5 tackles and then boot it downfield. Tony Cook, he's still moving. I'm surprised he's got the energy. We're into injury time now. Leigh still hanging on with this 1 point. Alf Wilkinson bringing it in the centre. The 6th tackle coming up. Roy Howarth kicks it deep downfield, and that's a good kick. Takes Jed Dunn back over to his own line, but he'll have to play it. No, he hasn't got the legs on Des Drummond. And there's the final hooter. The Leigh players leap in the air, and what a cup tie we've seen in this second round game. The state
Who provided such an exciting